Unless it's Urban Decay, I don't have any Urban Decay palettes. I don't know why, I just don't. They don't tickle my pickle. Okay, so today is episode 1 of my Throwback Palette series that I am just beginning. So basically the idea behind this series is that I have a very large collection of makeup. I mean, not as large as a lot, but way more than anyone ever needs, especially eyeshadow palettes, because I don't know about you, but I find it really hard to go through eyeshadow palettes. Concealer, foundation, primers, all that kind of stuff. They're very everyday wear, so you kind of can eventually get through them. But eyeshadows, especially colorful palettes, I just find it really difficult to use them up. But then I also get stuck in like the new makeup trend train, and I'm like, I want everything like new that comes out. And then I kind of forget about my old palettes, even though they're still amazing and I love them. Anyway, my idea was, let's show some love to our older palettes in our collections. And I know that if I have quite a few of these palettes, they were definitely cult classics over the years, which probably means if you're a makeup fan and a makeup kind of collector, or you have a larger makeup collection, you definitely have a few of these palettes as well. Now before we get started, if you would like, you could hit that subscription button and that notification bell if you wanted to. If not, that's totally okay as well, but it does really help me out and I super appreciate it. But if not, all good. And let's just go ahead and put the makeup on. Okay. Long-winded intro. So yes, first of all, this is a wig. I used to wear this wig all the time. Actually, if you watch my videos from last year when I first started my channel, I used to wear this wig in quite a few of them because one, I really love it. And 2, it's just something a little bit different and I have a bit crap hair. So that's why I'm wearing it today. I just felt like doing something different. Now you might want to grab a coffee or a snack or something. I just have water because I've already had 2 coffees and 2 donuts today. I'm not sure if you can tell from the caffeine and the sugar high and how quickly I'm talking, but that is what's happened. So I'm just gonna hit the waters for a while. I put a story up on my Instagram asking you guys what palette you would like to see first in my Throwback Palette series. I put up Huda Beauty Desert Dusk, Jaclyn Hill Cross Morphe palettes, the Natasha Denona Lila palette, and the ABH Modern Renaissance palette. And you guys voted for the Jaclyn Hill Cross Morphe palette to go first. Now I will do throwback looks with the other palettes as well, plus more palettes in my collection, but I wanted you guys to pick what went first. So we are using this palette right here. Now this is volume 1 of her palette, so the OG original one. I don't have volume 2, so can't speak on that. But I do really like this palette. I think the quality is awesome. I'm actually gonna do my face makeup first because I just want to today. I am gonna use a bit more throwback face products today just because why not? So I'm gonna start with priming my face and I'm going to use the Becca First Light Priming Filter. This is kind of the smaller one. It's not the full size. This primer was definitely quite a hit back in the day. I think it's still, I mean, I don't know if it still is. I don't really see a lot of people using it anymore. This is still a really nice glowy hydrating primer, and if you've got oily skin, so do I. Hello, welcome. But I don't find that this makes me oilier, so I do really like it. For foundation, we're gonna go in with the Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. I know so many of you would definitely know this foundation, and it is a drugstore foundation. I'm in the color 118 if you're interested, and I'm just taking it on my sponge. I don't like that this doesn't have a pump though. That is disappointing to me, but that's okay. There's bigger things to worry about. But yeah, I actually only tried this foundation this year, if you can actually believe that, but I do quite like it. It's quite nice. It's not my all-time favorite, but it is nice. Also, you guys, this is actually the second time I am filming this video. I filmed yesterday and my god, I had such a crappy day yesterday. Not to be negative or anything, but just more so that I'm being real. I just had a day. I had a day where nothing kind of went right. I had a day where I was feeling really like low, I guess. Really questioning my self-confidence, questioning I guess my social media. I feel like Instagram can really do that to you because they don't obviously like show your posts to a lot of people, which you put all of this hard work into your posts and then like literally it gets shown to like 100 people. And I think when you want something really badly, like it's not that I want to be famous or anything like that. Like I don't want to be like, I mean, everybody wants to, well not everybody, but a lot of people want to be super rich and I'm no exception to that. But that's not like my driving force. I just really would like to kind of get my work out there and be seen because I put so much time and effort into it, I guess. And I'm not saying that I am the best like influencer or like makeup person at all. I'm definitely not. I'm completely self-taught. I am not a professional makeup artist, so I understand that, but yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is yesterday was just a really rough day where I was really kind of questioning my everything. So for concealer, let's also go in with a oldie but goodie, which is the Maybelline Instant Rewind Concealer. And also, I only tried this year, and like, look how much I've used already. I love this concealer. It is really full coverage, but it is really lightweight, and it is not drying on the skin at all, which is what I love. And I just love how light it is, because your girl is not super young, she's 30, and I have kind of crappy under eyes even when I was like in my teens. I don't have the best ones. I have pigmentation under my eyes. They're dry, they're textured, they're not the best. So I find this concealer is really good for like that kind of under eye. But yeah, so basically yesterday was just a bit of a day, and I talked about it on my Instagram post today, but I just talked about the fact that this year, with everything going on in the world, and obviously I understand that my problems sound like privileged problems, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've got other things going on in my personal life from COVID, you know. In terms of my self-confidence and just feeling really low yesterday and really hating on myself, I talked about the fact that this year the biggest thing I've learned is how we have a choice as people, like, to react to things, and we can choose to react negatively or see the worst in a situation or be dramatic or whatever, or we can choose to react positively and see the cup half full and kind of see the positives in a situation. And like, we have that power. We can't control what happens to us, we can't control how other people treat us, but we can control how we react. And I've really learned that this year, and I think that's the biggest kind of, my biggest thing that I've learned, and the biggest thing that I'm grateful for this year, is because I would never, like, I would have really let yesterday get to me, and it would have been like weeks and weeks go by before I kind of snapped myself out of it. But now, like yesterday, even when I was feeling it, I need to feel them, and I understand that sometimes I just need to sit in it for a couple of hours or whatever, just to kind of really work through it and understand where it's coming from. But now it's like I get shitty, because I'm like, half of me is down and sad, but the other half of me is like, it actually doesn't have to be this way. You could actually just be happy and love yourself. Like, it really doesn't need to be this way. And then I get upset because I'm like, you're wasting like your precious day, because every single minute we get is so precious, and I just get really upset about it. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm always happy and that's, you know, what I need to kind of do is just be happy all the time. I'm just kind of saying that, like, today when I woke up, it was more of a conscious choice to be kinder to myself and not be so hard on myself and judgmental on myself, and to kind of choose positivity and love and kindness, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, I had a bit of a rough day. I filmed this look and another video yesterday, and it just was horrible. I didn't like it at all, and that was the same as last week, so I'm kind of really behind on posting because I haven't liked any of the content that I've put up or anything like that, which is annoying. Anyway, this video is going to be long, you guys. I'm preparing you right now. I hope you enjoy it. But let me know in the comments as well, do you kind of like these kind of talk through tutorials, especially for this kind of a thing, because I'm not really necessarily reviewing the makeup, I'm more just like hopefully inspiring you to use your makeup in your collection. But yeah, let me know if you like these kind of talk through ones, like, or it's almost like a bit of a get ready with me as well, or if you just want me to kind of like speed through it and kind of do like a really quick tutorial. So let me know in the comments down below. I definitely want to know what you guys think. Also, if I'm talking and I kind of like look down or whatever, it's because my makeup drawer is like right here, and I kind of just pull stuff out and I forget that I'm filming. It's not great. But anyway, for my contour, I'm just going to use the Westman Atelier Contour Stick and Biscuit. I only have like this much left, so that's why I'm using it. It's not really a throwback at all. I just want to kind of use it up because I know it's going to expire soon. So basically, after all of that, I do feel better today. I'm trying not to be so hard on myself and just kind of, I mean, I guess I just really want to, I work quite hard in my real job, and like, I'm very ambitious. I'm a Capricorn, if that tells you anything. And so when kind of things don't go right, like they haven't been with kind of my content, especially my YouTube content, it really gets me down, and it really irritates me because I'm such a perfectionist. I'm such a control freak, all that kind of stuff, you know. So let's go ahead and move to powder. Now I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Lavender Powder underneath my eyes. I'm just taking my Linda Hallberg puff, and I'm just putting the lavender powder in my under eyes and my T-zone, and then I'll use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, which is definitely a throwback, for the rest of my face. And yes, I'm extra, I use 2 powders, but it's just mainly because I have a different color for my under eyes because I have this lavender powder, but also because I like it because it's brightening and but it's too light for the rest of my face. Hopefully that makes sense. If you've watched any of my videos, you kind of know the gist. Okay, so for bronzer, let's use a good old Throwback, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the light one, which I think is a pretty good shade to me. I just need to build it up quite a bit. I like this bronzer so much. I've been through like 2 of these already, but I did have to stop using it because I figured out fragrance makes me break out. So if I use this too many days in a row, I definitely break out, which is a real shame because honestly, it's one of my all-time favorite bronzers. Basically, this is the year for me of realizing stuff, as the Jenners would put it, and it's been a big moment. And yesterday was a big day, but today we're better. I already feel better. Just actually filming and talking it out, I feel way better. So whether I put all of this in or not, I feel better even just like getting it out and kind of sitting here in my room talking to myself. So yeah. For highlight, by the way, I'm going to take Colourpop Lunch Money first, which is such an old school throwback. I bought this because Nikki Tutorials raved and raved about it, and I agree, it's amazing. I like to take my sponge with these because they are kind of like that creamy formula, and also these are really good if you're someone that really likes the effect of creamy highlights but doesn't necessarily want a cream product, or maybe has like always forgets like me to put highlight on underneath powder. This is a really good option as well. I find that this is like a really nice kind of creamy pretty highlight, and it just kind of melts into the skin. Okay, I'm also going to go in just to be a little bit extra because I'm not going anywhere, so we may as well blind everybody with our highlight with Champagne Pop, and I can't hold it up because mine's smashed. I am going to get eventually a new one of these, but I could repackage, repress it, which I do want to. I'm just a little bit nervous I'm going to ruin it if I press it, so I haven't yet. This product isn't actually for sale anymore, but you can get like the actual blushes in this product. So this is the Tarte Blush Bazaar, which one is a throwback in itself because I feel like a few people probably bought this. This was from their holiday collection 3 years ago. So it's probably expired, but it still works just fine. I love this, and I don't think they do these anymore, and I don't know why, because these were the best freaking products. Like, look at it. You get every single color in here. You get a couple of highlighters. Their Amazonian clay formula is pretty good. Like, it's really good for people that are just getting into makeup, or even just someone that just wants all of their blushes in like one kind of thing. I really like this, and I'm so disappointed that they don't sell this anymore. But anyway, Amazonian clay blushes, sorry, were such a big thing a couple of years ago. Everyone had them. It was like a thing to collect them. So that is what we're going to use, an Amazonian clay blush. And I'm just taking these 2 here. You can tell I love this one because it's like already hitting pan. I love a good coral blush. And I'm just taking it on a Linda Holberg 310 face brush. Now I'm just going to kind of spritz my face a little bit to like melt all of this powder in together. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Setting Spray. This isn't a throwback, but I do love this. This is like my second bottle. And I also like to spray my sponge a little bit and just really press this highlighter into my skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows. I'm going to do them off camera because it's so boring to watch. What you have all kind of been waiting for this entire video, got more than you bargained for, didn't you? We are actually going to start our eyes with the Jaclyn Hill Cross Morphe palette. So again, volume 1, it's her original one. And you can see I have used this quite a bit. It is like beaten and loved, and I do really like it. It's just, I think because it is such a big palette, it's not something that I like immediately like go to grab. Also, to be honest, this color scheme, even though it is really beautiful, it's a little bit more like reddy toned than I would normally like gravitate towards. I kind of like not a cool toned, but just like a very even mix between warm and cool toned. I'm going to take the Colourpop cream shadow in the color Camouflage, which looks like this, which is not a throwback either. This is quite new, but I do really like this as an eye primer because it's kind of tacky and sticky. And then I also just get a bit more of a denser blending brush. This is a Linda Holberg one, and just kind of blend the edges a little bit just to kind of almost create like a transition color already for me. I did want the cream one of this, but they sold out really quickly, so I know it's come back in, but I just don't want to do an order right now. Okay, so my eyes are primed, and I'm now going to do my eye look. I'm going to start with this transition color right here. This palette doesn't have shade names, so I'm just gonna have to point to the colors. And I'm just taking it on a Delium Tools 785 blending brush. This is my all-time favorite blending brush, all time. I love Delium Tools brushes. And I'm just going to start working it on the outer corner and then slowly bring it inward. And basically all I'm doing is starting to build some definition in my crease, and because I have hooded eyes, I need to go above. I'm gonna pick up a slightly deeper transition color, which is this one. So I originally went in with this one, now we're gonna go in with this one. And this is just a BH Cosmetics blending brush. And it's not a lot deeper, it's just a little bit deeper, just to start creating a little bit more dimension. And I'm just taking it slightly lower, not as high. And again, concentrating on the outer corner first. On my Instagram, I do have a like 3 looks, 1 palette series on the Jaclyn Hill palette. You just kind of need to scroll down because I did it like when it first kind of got released. But it is on there, and I did 3 completely different looks. Actually, some of those looks that I did with the Jaclyn Hill palette are like my most popular looks on my page. So you could also check those out if you wanted some more ideas as well. Now I'm gonna actually pick up this dark brown color right here. It's a bit more of a cool tony brown, and I'm just picking it up on a ColourPop blending brush. This is more like a Sigma E25, but just a little bit softer and fluffier. And really lightly start to tuck this into the outer corner, just right here. I'm not gonna drag it too far in just yet. And just, again, build that dimension, keeping it quiet. And see how I'm like pushing my brush in? Again, I'm not an MUA, this is just what I find works for my eyes, if that kind of makes sense. If you have an eye shape like mine, it might work for you. I don't find there's a lot of MUAs that do. Wayne Goss is a good hooded eyeshadow person to follow. There's not a lot of people, and also there's so many different kinds of hooded eyes. I find a lot of hooded eye tutorials don't quite have hooded eyes like I do. Like I have hooded eyes and downturned, so when you look up, I can't really do winged liner. I do them for my Instagram because I can make them like angle it for a picture, but like in real life I couldn't because the crease comes down too far and they're different sizes and all that kind of stuff. Not whinging, just saying. I just kind of have had to figure out how to kind of place eyeshadow that works for my eye shape. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the fun part, which is this like purpley, cool toned, shimmery metallic color. So I'm gonna start by picking it up on my finger, and then I'm going to kind of finesse it a little bit with a brush. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp it on. Yeah, it probably needs to go on. It probably needs to be wet to actually really stand out. So I'm just gonna pick up a Morphe M167 flat shader brush. And I'm also going to pick up my Flower Beauty hydrating setting spray, and I'm just gonna spritz the brush. And, oh, I just ingested that, Jesus. And I'm gonna put it on my eye. And again, like patting, stamping motions. That's better. Now you can see a little bit of the purple. It's definitely not as bright as I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so now what I'm also gonna do is pick up that cool tone brown color again, the darker one down here, just on the same ColourPop brush that I originally used, and I'm just tapping it over kind of like where the metallic meets the dark brown, just to kind of make it seem like it's a bit of a fade and not just like a weird meeting. All right, now I'm just gonna quickly do exactly what I just did to this eye. So both eyes are done, and I'm going to, well, for now done, do my lower lash line. So I'm just gonna pick up this color right here. This is just on a Morphe M149. It's just a really small brush. I don't like to put a lot of eyeshadow on my lower lash line because I have downturned eyes. It just drags my whole face down and I look really weird. So I just kind of put the smallest amount. And then I'm just picking up an even smaller brush. This is a Morphe M213. It's just like a teeny tiny flat shading brush kind of thing. And I'm picking up that really dark cool tone brown color. And I'm just going to put that, like kind of smudge it into this lower lash line right here. Just like in the outer corner. That'll do. That'll do. So now I'm gonna figure out what I need to do next. Okay, I'm back and things escalated. Basically, I just felt like this look was missing a little something, and obviously if I was leaving the house, I wouldn't put these like gems and pearls on. But for the sake of creativity purposes and the fact that I'm not leaving my house, I really just felt like this needed a little bit of extra something. But you don't need to do that at all. Or if you wanted to, you could put glitter on or something, or you could do the rhinestones as well, whatever you want. It's your life. live it how you want to live it. What I also did was I put a black eyeliner in my top waterline here, and then I put this greige core crayon from Linda Holberg. It's like a brown and a beige and a grey all together. And it's awesome for lower waterline if you want something a little bit smoky but nothing too dark. The other thing that I did as well is I put this shade right here just in my inner corner as like a little bit of a highlight. I didn't put too much in, just a little bit of a pop. So you're all caught up. I'm gonna curl my lashes as well. Right now, basically, the world is your oyster, you guys. You could do a winged liner if you like winged liners. You could do a graphic liner. You could do no liner like I did. You can do whatever the hell you really want, but you can also put false lashes on right now if you would like to. I don't personally like false lashes. They drive me nuts. I hate putting them on. I hate wearing them. I just hate them so much. So this is the Kosas mascara. It is not a throwback and I don't care because it is my all-time favorite mascara. I love it so much. It's a clean mascara. It has castor oil and stuff in it, so it helps your lashes grow. It is so easy to come off at the end of the day, which is like a really big thing for me because by the end of the day, I am so tired and so over it. I just want my makeup to completely melt off very easily. I don't want to have to scrub anything. And it makes me look like I have the most biggest dramatic lashes you can possibly have. So I cannot recommend this mascara enough, and I am normally just a drugstore mascara person, but this one has completely converted me. Look at this eye compared to this eye. It's so good. Is everyone excited that we're at the last step? I'm sure you guys are like, is this ever gonna end? I wonder if you are still like, if you're still watching all the way to this point, you're an absolute legend. So you go, Glen Coco. Anyway, I'm gonna do my lips. So this is just a Lip Heroes pencil in the color Lips. It's basically pretty close to my actual lip color. And I'm just going to lightly outline my lips. For lipstick, I don't really know what's counted as a throwback lipstick. Probably a liquid lip, but I hate those, so I'm not putting one of them on. So I'm just gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipstick in the color Dusty Mauve. Just feel like a purple lipstick will really go with the theme and will be like a purple people eater. All right, you guys, this is the finished makeup look. Ta-da! That completes episode 1 of my Throwback Palette Series with the Jaclyn Hill Cross Morphe palette. This is a really good palette. If you do have it in your collection and it's kind of just been sitting there, grab it back out and play with it, honestly, because you will be surprised at how much you actually like this formula again. That's today's video. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you did. If you did like it, actually, you could give it a thumbs up. Or you could subscribe or hit that notification bell, or you could do all 3, or you could do none. That's totally fine. But I hope that you did enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have this palette and it's inspired you to bring it back out. Let me know another palette that you would like to see. If it's an old schooly type one, I probably have it, unless it's Urban Decay. I don't have any Urban Decay palettes. I don't know why, I just don't. They don't tickle my pickle. I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.